In the center of the galaxy, where stars shone like jewels in an infinite black mantle, stood the Supreme Council of the Zixtar. The meeting room was a masterpiece of alien engineering. Walls made of living crystals that pulsed with light, reflecting the collective thoughts of those present. On the central throne, elevated above the others, was High Counselor Vrikal, his metallic scales shimmering in shades of gold and silver. He regarded his peers with an unwavering look of superiority. "Brothers and sisters of the council," he began, his voice reverberating through the room like distant thunder. "Today we will discuss a matter that borders on the ridiculous. A primitive species, originating from the third planet of an insignificant star, dares to expand beyond its home system." The other members of the council laughed in unison. The Zixtar were one of the oldest and most advanced species in the galaxy. Their technology was so superior that many civilizations considered them gods. To them, humans were little more than insects crawling in cosmic dust. "These humans," Vrikal continued, spitting the word as if it were venom. "They base their technology on fossil fuels and raw metals. They have yet to master quantum fusion or gravitational manipulation. And yet," he paused dramatically, letting silence weigh heavily in the room, "they dare to colonize planets near Earth and challenge far more evolved species." A murmur of disdain swept through the room. One of the counselors, Zorvath, rose from his seat. "High Counselor, allow me to speak. Wouldn't it be wiser to ignore these primitives? After all, they pose no real threat to our supremacy." Vrikal fixed his bright eyes on Zorvath, and his expression hardened. "Ignore them? That's what we did with the Thalrak millennia ago, and look what happened. They grew in the shadows until they became a plague that nearly destroyed our empire. We will not make the same mistake twice." The room fell silent again. Everyone knew Vrikal was right. Humans were insignificant now, but had a dangerous potential, their capacity for adaptation and resilience. Even without advanced technology, they had survived devastating internal wars, natural catastrophes, and global crises. It was as if they were programmed to thrive in chaos. "I propose a simple solution," said Vrikal with a cold smile. "We will send our main fleet to the solar system. Let's crush them before they have a chance to become a real threat." The counselors nodded in unison. It was a logical and efficient decision. Eliminate humans before they could grow beyond their place in the universe. The fleet departs. Days later, the Zixtar fleet was ready to depart. It was an imposing sight. Hundreds of colossal ships made from alloys unknown to any other galactic species. Each ship was equipped with weapons capable of obliterating entire planets and impenetrable energy shields. At the center of the formation was the mothership Eternal Supremacy, commanded by Vrikal himself. He watched the stars through the panoramic window on the command bridge as his metallic claws drummed on the console before him. "Humans," he murmured to himself. "Let's see how you deal with true civilization." The fleet entered hyperspace in a spectacle of bright lights that sliced through the void of space like sharp blades. First contact. When the Zixtar ships emerged from hyperspace into Earth's orbit, they expected to find chaos and disorder below them. But what they saw was something unexpected: absolute calm. Earth satellites began transmitting messages to the invading ships as soon as they entered the solar system. The human voice was clear and full of sarcasm. "Hello, intergalactic visitors. Welcome to the solar system. Please hold while we prepare your warm reception." Vrikal frowned, or whatever passed for frowning among his kind. It didn't make sense. Why were humans so calm? Where were their desperate attempts at defense? He ordered his ships to advance in formation to destroy Earth's satellites and initiate planetary bombardment. But as soon as they crossed Earth's upper atmosphere, something strange happened. Their systems began to fail. "Report!" shouted Vrikal as holograms flickered uncontrollably around him. "High Counselor, we are experiencing interference with our main systems. It appears to be old radio waves mixed with primitive binary codes." Vrikal was astonished. How could something so rudimentary affect their advanced ships? He looked at the data on his screen and realized the truth. Humans had hacked their ships using obsolete technology that Zixstar systems couldn't properly interpret. Meanwhile, on Earth's surface, humans were ready to counterattack. They didn't have sophisticated weapons like those of the Zixstar, but had something much more powerful: creativity and improvisation. The counterattack. Terrestrial forces launched nuclear missiles adapted with old analog systems to avoid detection by advanced alien sensors. At the same time, improvised drones made from recycled parts attacked Zixstar troops on Earth soil. But the most devastating blow came from human hackers. They infiltrated Zixstar internal communications and began broadcasting absurd memes. Images of cats wearing space armor, videos of bizarre human dances, and nonsensical jokes that left aliens completely confused. On Eternal Supremacy's bridge, Vrikal watched in horror as his soldiers abandoned their positions trying to understand why someone would send a message titled, "Never Gonna Give You Up," accompanied by strange music. "What is happening?" he roared while his subordinates looked at him without clear answers. "If you would like me to continue translating more chapters or sections, just let me know." The battle for Earth had taken a turn that none of the Zixstar could have predicted. Chaos reigned within the invading fleet. The ships, once symbols of technological supremacy, were rendered useless by human interference. Ground troops faced unpredictable ambushes, improvised drones, and a constant bombardment of images and sounds that defied all alien logic. On the bridge of the mothership Eternal Supremacy, High Counselor Vrikal was on the verge of collapse. He watched the reports arriving in real time. Catastrophic losses on all fronts, soldiers deserting or going insane, and entire systems being corrupted by something called a meme virus. "High Counselor," shouted an officer, "terrestrial forces are advancing toward our extraction point in the Pacific Ocean. We recommend immediate evacuation." Vrikal clenched his fists, his metallic claws scraping against the console. He couldn't believe what was happening. The humans, with their primitive technology and absurd methods, had achieved the impossible, forcing the retreat of the galaxy's largest military fleet. "Cowards," he roared at his crew. "We are the Zixstar. We do not flee from insects." But he knew he had no choice. If they stayed, they would be completely defeated, and that would be an even greater humiliation than retreat. "Order an immediate retreat," he said, his voice filled with restrained hatred. "But first, prepare a message for these primitives." The message. As the Zixstar troops retreated to their remaining ships, a transmission was sent to all terrestrial devices. It was Vrikal himself, his scaly golden face filling screens around the world. "Humans," he began, his voice grave and dripping with disdain. "You have won today, but do not be deceived. This was not a victory of strength or superiority. It was an aberration caused by your unpredictability and chaos." He paused for a moment, as if carefully choosing his words. "You are like an infectious disease, disorganized, unpredictable, and dangerous only because no one understands how you function. But know this, the Zixstar do not forget. We will return when we are prepared to deal with your peculiarities. And when that happens, no human resistance will be able to stop us." The transmission ended abruptly, leaving the world in silence for a few seconds before cries of celebration erupted in every corner of the planet. Preparations for the future. Despite their unexpected victory, human leaders knew that the threat of the Zixstar was far from over. In conferences held via holograms and global transmissions, scientists, military officials, and strategists began planning for the future. In the underground International Terrestrial Defense Complex, CDT, located in a secret base in Antarctica, General Sophia Nakamura led a meeting with some of the planet's top experts. "They'll be back," she said firmly, looking at holograms of other world leaders gathered virtually. "And when they return, we can't rely solely on luck or improvisation. We need to be ready." At her side was Dr. Elias Moretti, a brilliant engineer responsible for some of the improvised innovations used in the recent battle. "I completely agree," said Moretti as he adjusted his glasses. "But there's something important we need to understand about the Zixstar. They underestimated our creativity and adaptability. That was our greatest advantage. If we want to survive a second attack, we need to keep playing outside their rules." The room agreed with somber murmurs. Among the ideas discussed were technological development, using technology captured from downed Zixthar ships to create new weapons and defensive systems, strengthening global communication, ensuring that all nations work together to respond quickly to any new threats, space exploration, expanding human colonies beyond the solar system to ensure species survival in case Earth is destroyed, psychological strategies, continuing to exploit confusion caused by memes and other chaotic forms of communication that seem to destabilize the aliens. A new type of unit. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the world, a special project was being launched under the codename Spectre, led by Captain Miguel Crazy Rodriguez, the hero who destroyed the Zixthar mothership with his improvised tank. The Spectre unit would be dedicated exclusively to defending against alien threats. Miguel entered a room where his new recruits were gathered. Experienced soldiers, brilliant hackers, and even civilians with unique skills like improvised engineering and behavioral psychology. Listen up. Miguel began in his usual irreverent tone. The lizard said they're coming back to finish what they started. Well, I say we'll be ready to give them another beating when that happens. But this time, we're going to do it with style. The recruits laughed as Miguel flashed a confident grin. The galaxy watches. As humans prepared for the future, rumors of their victory began spreading across the galaxy. Other species that had suffered under Zixthar domination started paying attention to Earth's primitives. On a distant planet covered in crystalline forests, an alien leader watched recordings of Earth's battle with great interest. Humans, he murmured as his eyes gleamed with curiosity. Perhaps there is more to them than meets the eye. Fragments of defeat. As the Zixthar fleet disappeared into hyperspace, leaving the solar system in silence, Earth remained on high alert. The victory had been widely celebrated, but the debris of downed ships orbiting the planet served as a grim reminder that the threat was not over. Scientists and engineers from around the world were mobilized to study the alien fragments, seeking any technological advantage that could be used to strengthen humanity. In the underground laboratory of the CIDT, Dr. Elias Moretti led an international team analyzing a central module recovered from a downed Zixthar ship. The module glowed with a pulsating blue light, as if it were alive. "This is fascinating," murmured Moretti as he adjusted his holographic visor. "This technology is based on something we've never seen before. It's not just mechanical or biological. It's a perfect fusion of both." Beside him, Dr. Anika Patel, a biotechnology specialist, examined the energy patterns of the module. "It's almost like it's a living organism," she said, "but controlled by incredibly advanced algorithms. If we could decipher this, we could revolutionize our own technology." However, as they worked, the module emitted an unexpected energy pulse that plunged the laboratory into darkness for a few seconds. When systems returned to normal, Moretti looked at Patel with concern. "That wasn't just a glitch," he said. "It's like it's trying to communicate." Human expansion. While scientists attempted to unravel the secrets of Zixthar technology, human colonies on planets near Earth continued to grow. Mars now housed millions of inhabitants in cities protected by atmospheric domes, and the Moon had become a strategic military center. In the newly established colony on Titan, a team of human explorers found something unexpected: alien ruins buried beneath Saturn's frozen moon surface. The discovery caused a stir among world leaders. General Sophia Nakamura was one of the first to receive images transmitted by the Titan team. The ruins consisted of gigantic hexagonal structures made from an unknown material that seemed to glow with its own energy. "This changes everything," said Nakamura as she analyzed the images. "If these ruins belong to the Zixthar or another ancient species, we need to understand what happened here before they return." She immediately ordered a scientific team to investigate the ruins in depth. Among those chosen was Dr. Elias Moretti, whose experience with alien technology would be crucial in unraveling Titan's mysteries. The return of Spectres. Meanwhile, Captain Miguel Crazy Rodriguez and his Spectre unit were busy training for a possible future confrontation. Their base was hidden deep in the Brazilian Amazon, protected by advanced camouflage and anti-invasion sensors. Miguel watched his recruits as they practiced simulated combat against automated drones designed to mimic Zixthar movements. He smiled at how quickly they were progressing. "Well done, everyone," he shouted as he walked across the training field with his hands in his pockets. "Remember, these lizards may have advanced weapons and impenetrable shields, but we have something they'll never understand." One of the recruits raised a hand. "And what would that be, Captain?" Miguel gave a broad smile and pointed to his head. "Improvisation. They play intergalactic chess. We play cards with missing pieces. And guess what? We always win." The group laughed as Miguel continued his motivational speech. Despite his casual tone, everyone knew he was serious. The Spectre Task Force was humanity's first line of defense against any new alien invasion, and Miguel was determined to ensure they were ready for anything. Movements in the galaxy. While humans consolidated their defenses and explored ruins on Titan, rumors of their victory continued spreading across the galaxy. On distant planets, species that had suffered under Zixthar domination began seeing humans as potential hope against their oppressors. On Kvalis 4, a planet home to peaceful Illithar beings with telepathic abilities, the Elder Council discussed implications of Zixthar defeat on Earth. "Humans are unpredictable but powerful," said Lyre Vaughn, leader of the Council. "Perhaps it is time we seek an alliance with them before Zixthar return." Other species did not view humans so favorably. On industrialized Grakthor Prime, ruled by brutal Thalrakian reptilian rivals of Zixthar, military leaders debated how best to handle this emerging cosmic force. "Humans are dangerous because they don't follow rules," said General Krothzor while watching recordings from Earth's battlefronts. "If left unchecked now, they could become just as threatening as Zixthar themselves." The final warning. Back on Earth, something strange happened within CDT Labs where Dr. Moretti and team worked on recovered alien module after days without activity since initial pulse. It activated again, emitting strange sounds accompanied by complex luminous patterns. "It's trying to communicate," exclaimed Patel while adjusting instruments' decode signal. After hours' intense work, they finally managed to translate part message contained within module. "You've won this battle, but awakened something far greater than you imagine." Moretti felt chill run down spine, hearing those words translated via holographic system. But he looked at Patel, then Nakamura, who arrived lab monitor progress. "This didn't come just from Zixthar," he said slowly. "There's something else out there, something even bigger than them." Nakamura nodded grimly. "Then we better be ready for anything, because whatever it is, it's coming." Exploration on Titan. The discovery of alien ruins on Titan generated a wave of excitement and concern among scientists and world leaders. An elite team, led by Dr. Elias Moretti, was sent to investigate the mysterious structures. Upon arrival, they were greeted by an impressive sight. Hexagonal towers rising from the icy ground, covered by a layer of translucent ice that reflected the distant sun's light. "It's like we're looking at a ghost city," said Dr. Anika Patel as she walked alongside Moretti, their footsteps echoing in the almost absolute silence of the moon. Moretti nodded, adjusting his visor to analyze the composition of the structures. "We need to find out who built this and why. If these ruins are related to the Zixthar or another ancient civilization, there might be vital information here about what we'll face in the future." The team began exploring the ruins cautiously, using drones to map internal structures and scanners to detect any energy activity. In one of the central towers, they found a vast hall with walls covered in unknown symbols that glowed softly. "These symbols seem to be some kind of language," observed Patel while capturing images for later analysis. Suddenly, one of the drones detected an active energy source underground. Moretti and his team followed the signal to a hidden chamber beneath the surface. In the center of the chamber was a strange device, pulsating with a blue light similar to that of the module recovered on Earth. "This could be a database or a control interface," Moretti suggested, approaching the device cautiously. Upon touching its smooth surface, it activated instantly, projecting holograms into the air around them. The images showed scenes of an ancient conflict between unknown alien species and something that appeared to be a massive fleet of ships similar to those of the Zixthar. "This is incredible," murmured Patel as she watched the images in shock. "We're seeing fragments of galactic history, the hidden threat." While the team on Titan unraveled secrets of the ruins, back on Earth, General Sophia Nakamura was busy coordinating global defensive preparations. News about the enigmatic message from the Zixthar module had generated panic in some sectors, but also determination in others. At CDT, Nakamura met with military and scientific leaders to discuss implications of the message. "If there's something out there greater than the Zixthar," she began, "we need to be ready to face it. This means intensifying our technological research efforts and strengthening our interplanetary alliances." Among those present was Captain Miguel "Crazy" Rodriguez, whose Spectre unit had become a symbol of human resistance. "We need to think outside the box," said Miguel as he looked at other leaders. "If we're facing an even more advanced threat than the Zixthar, our best chance is to remain unpredictable and adaptable." Nakamura nodded in agreement with Miguel's approach. "I completely agree. Let's intensify our training and expand our presence in colonies beyond the solar system. We need to ensure humanity survives at any cost." Emerging alliances. Meanwhile, across distant galaxies, other species began considering their options amid new intergalactic dynamics. The Ilithar, known for their wisdom and telepathic abilities, sent emissaries to Earth with an unexpected proposal: a formal alliance against any future threats from Zixthar or other hostile forces. Lyre Vaughn, leader of Ilithar, was received with great ceremony in New Geneva, where he met human representatives to discuss terms of alliance. "Humans," Lyre Vaughn began with his melodious voice echoing through conference room. "You've proven yourselves more than you appear. Your victory over Zixthar was a remarkable feat. We're willing to share our knowledge and technology, exchange mutual cooperation against galactic threats." Human leaders were surprised by generous offer from Ilithar and quickly accepted terms. Alliance promised significantly strengthen human defenses and open new technological possibilities. The mystery deepens. Back on Titan, as Moretti and team continued exploring ancient ruins, they discovered something even more alarming. Star map engraved on walls within underground chamber. Map highlighted various regions, galaxy, marked unknown symbols and routes drawn between them. This could be record travels builders these ruins, or perhaps warning about something coming, suggested Patel while analyzing map, growing fascination. Moretti agreed, but something else concerned him. Some routes drawn map seemed converge specific point deep space beyond known galaxy boundaries. "We need to send this information, General Nakamura, immediately," he said urgently. "If these routes indicate some kind strategic movement, imminent threat, we must prepare to act before too late." The chapter ends with new discoveries and alliances formed while humanity prepares face even greater challenges. Cosmos. The ruins on Titan continued to reveal secrets that could change the fate of humanity. With the star map decoded, Dr. Elias Moretti's team was determined to understand its full significance. The converging routes indicated a point in deep space, known only in ancient records as the Void. "We need to investigate this location," suggested Moretti during a transmission with General Sophia Nakamura. "If there's something out there that the builders of these ruins considered important, it could be crucial for our survival." Nakamura pondered the proposal. Sending an expedition to the Void would be risky, but the information could be vital to facing any future threat. "I agree, Dr. Moretti," Nakamura responded. "I will authorize an exploratory mission. Prepare your team and be ready to depart as soon as possible." Meanwhile, Dr. Anika Patel continued analyzing the symbols on the walls of the ruins. She discovered that many of them were representations of cosmic events, supernovas, galaxy collisions, and even black holes. "These symbols tell a story," Patel explained to Moretti. "A story of destruction and rebirth. Perhaps the builders of these ruins faced a catastrophe similar to what we fear now." Preparations for the expedition. On Earth, preparations for the expedition to the Void were underway. The chosen ship for the mission was the Star Explorer, equipped with the latest technologies developed from Zixthar fragments and the alliance with the Ilithar. Captain Miguel "Crazy" Rodriguez was invited to lead the mission security team, bringing his unique experience in dealing with alien threats. "It's going to be like a walk in the park, folks," joked Miguel during a briefing with his team. "We just need to remember we're heading into the unknown. So expect the unexpected." The crew of the Star Explorer included scientists, engineers, and specialists from various disciplines, all ready to face the unknown in the name of human survival. The galaxy watches. As Earth prepared for its bold mission, other species in the galaxy continued to watch humans with growing interest. The newly formed alliance with the Ilithar had shifted the intergalactic balance of power, and many wondered what would be the next step for Earth's primitives. On Grakthor Prime, General Krothzor of the Thalrakians watched human movements with suspicion. "They are becoming too dangerous," Krothzor said to his military advisors. "We must ensure they do not interfere with our expansion plans." The Thalrakians began reinforcing their own defenses and alliances, fearing that humans might become as great a threat as the Zixthar. The beginning of the journey. Finally, launch day arrived for the Star Explorer. The ship rose from Earth's surface in a spectacle of lights and energy, quickly disappearing into deep space toward the void. Inside the ship, Moretti and Patel reviewed data from the ruins while Miguel coordinated security operations. "We're entering unknown territory," Moretti reminded the crew through the internal communication system. "We need to be alert for any signs or anomalies that might indicate danger or opportunity." As they approached the void, sensors began detecting unusual energy fluctuations in space around them. It was as if something was distorting the very fabric of the universe in that region. "This is fascinating and concerning," commented Patel while analyzing sensor data. "We need to be careful as we get closer." The enigma of the void. When they finally reached the point indicated by the star map from the ruins, they found something unexpected: a vast structure floating in empty space, apparently abandoned for millennia. The structure was colossal, composed of interlocking metallic rings slowly rotating around a bright central core. "This is incredible," exclaimed Moretti as he observed the image projected on the ship's main screen. "It could be an ancient space station or even a colossal weapon." Miguel looked at his colleagues with a mix of excitement and caution. "Whatever it is, we need to find out before someone else shows up here wanting to do the same." The crew began preparing an exploration team to investigate this mysterious structure, aware that they might be about to uncover secrets long lost in time and space. The chapter ends with rising suspense as humans approach a cosmic enigma that may hold keys to their future. The exploration team, led by Moretti and Miguel, prepared to approach the colossal structure found in the void. Dressed in advanced space suits, they floated toward the nearest entrance, a circular opening that seemed to have been created to welcome visitors. Upon entering, they were greeted by a vast interior illuminated by a soft light emanating from the walls. The environment was silent, except for the sound of their own respirators. "This is incredible," murmured Moretti as his eyes scanned the space around them. "It seems like the structure is in perfect condition despite its apparent age." As they advanced, they found control panels covered with familiar symbols from the ruins on Titan. Patel began working on the interface, trying to decipher the commands. "If we can access the records here, we might discover the purpose of this station," she said as her fingers danced over the holographic keyboard. Suddenly, the entire structure seemed to come alive. Lights pulsed along the corridors, and a holographic projection appeared before them. A tall and imposing alien figure. "Welcome, travelers of time and space," said the figure with an echoing voice. "You are in the Preserver of Knowledge, a bastion of wisdom accumulated by civilizations long gone." The purpose of the Preserver. The holographic figure explained that the Preserver had been built by an alliance of ancient species to protect and share vital knowledge in times of galactic crisis. Among this knowledge were records of catastrophic events and advanced technologies capable of preventing or mitigating such disasters. "You face a threat that has devastated worlds before," continued the figure. "The Zixthar were merely a symptom of something greater, a cosmic force that seeks to consume everything in its path. Moretti and Patel exchanged worried glances as they listened to the revelation. The threat they feared was real and approaching quickly. But there is hope, added the figure. Within this station are the tools needed to confront this force. You must learn from the past to protect your future. Preparations for the final confrontation. With access to the vast databases of the Preserver, Moretti and his team began frantically studying the technologies stored there. Among them were advanced planetary defense systems, methods of energy manipulation, and strategies for combating hostile cosmic entities. On Earth, Nakamura coordinated global preparations based on information transmitted by the Star Explorer. Human colonies were fortified with new defenses, and intergalactic alliances were reinforced in anticipation of the imminent confrontation. Miguel returned to Earth with part of his team to assist in defensive efforts, bringing plans to build devices capable of channeling energy directly from the core of the Preserver. "We'll show them what we're made of," declared Miguel during a motivational speech to his troops. "With these new weapons and our unwavering determination, we will defend our home against any threat." The cosmic confrontation. Finally, the moment of confrontation arrived. The cosmic force detected by human sensors began manifesting at the edge of the solar system, a colossal entity composed of pure energy that distorted space around it. Human defenses sprang into action as enemy ships advanced. Weapon systems based on Preserver technologies fired powerful energy bursts that pierced enemy lines like luminous arrows. On Earth's surface, Miguel led his troops in fierce battles against invading forces while Moretti coordinated strategic operations from Sith's central base. Thanks to previously formed intergalactic alliances, reinforcements arrived from all over the galaxy. Ilithar ships projecting protective shields over human cities, Thalrakian warriors fighting alongside terrestrial soldiers, alien scientists working together to keep critical systems operational. Victory and rebirth. After intense days of combat, combined forces managed to repel both cosmic entity and its invading hordes. Victory was achieved not only through superior technology acquired at Preserver, but also unprecedented cooperation between species once enemies or unknown each other. With immediate danger averted, human leaders gathered with intergalactic allies to discuss future. It became clear new threats could arise anytime vast cosmos. Therefore, essential maintain these strong alliances continue exploring knowledge preserved within Preserver. Humanity had proven its worth, not just tenacious survivors, but also leaders capable uniting different civilizations' common peace. And so began new era, where humans left indelible mark universe as guardians, ancient knowledge, fearless pioneers toward unknown infinite stars.